Okay, so before we start, 3 people here have met my dad. Do your best impression of him.
Oliver, what are you doing?
Go throw the laundry on the floor. This was familiar.
Okay.
We just got out of Jumanji. Go ahead, Jeremy. What's the movie called?
JUMANJ3. We got out of
JUMANJ3, the next level.
The next one. No.
This is technically the third one.
This is JUMANJ3. The other one is Jumanji.
The original Jumanji, not Robin Williams, but the previous Jumanji, I should say, was not a movie that I was expecting a lot out of because it sounds like a terrible idea to remake Jumanji. But
like a terrible idea.
Oh, okay. But it turned out to be a really entertaining movie, I thought. So I was mildly excited for this. I've been hovering at like a 50%. It could go either way the whole time. And walking out, this movie's fun, but it's too long.
I was actually really excited for this because I really, really liked Welcome to the Jungle, which was the second Jumanji, or technically the first of this cast. We went into it with very low expectations, but it ended up being a really, really good movie. I actually think we saw it twice in the theater. I had high hopes, I guess, for this one because I was kind of hoping that it would follow suit, and it did, and I enjoyed it. Is it as good as the first one? No. But I still enjoyed it. I didn't have as many issues with it, I think, as everybody else did, but that's because I am the type of person that when I like a movie, I am willing to forgive a lot of silliness. There were definite times where I thought the pacing was a little bit slow, especially in the beginning. I was literally saying, as the other character on screen was saying, like, get to the point, I was literally saying that to you at the same exact time. I was like, let's get this moving. But other than that, that's my only real complaint. I enjoyed it.
I was very pleasantly surprised by the second one, by Welcome to the Jungle. When I heard they were recasting the characters, I was very tuned out. Needless to say, I enjoyed the movie, but it definitely falls very flat for me in a lot of moments in this movie.
Since we're talking about Welcome to the Jungle, I think I liked that movie the least. I'm removed enough from it to admit that my like for the original movie probably gets in the way for that. It really bothers me that Welcome to the Jungle is not its own thing. I guess I'm weirdly gonna be contrarian here that, like, this is now far enough removed from being connected to the original that I feel like coming out of it, I don't hate it as much. I really was not that into Welcome to the Jungle.
This is a fun franchise, and I like it for that. I'm not going to sit here and knock it because this movie has a lot of problems that a similar movie that we saw earlier this year, Zombieland 2, had, and the review hasn't gone up yet, but I really did not fucking like Zombieland 2, and I think this movie is significantly better. It actually took a bunch of those problems and was still entertaining despite all of that. This has such pacing issues. But the thing that drives it home is that the cast is having a really good time and everybody still feels like they want to be there. The biggest issue this movie faces is that it takes forever to get into what they want to do. And even when they get into the game, we're doing the same jokes over and over again.
Right, which worked in the first movie because everybody was we didn't know enough about the characters as viewers to be able to say, okay, like, shouldn't more be happening here? The first one, they have a lot of the same tropes, Fridge is mad that he's small and that Spencer is so big, and Bethany can't believe that she's a man, and Martha doesn't like that she's being objectified. That's funny because we're kind of developing the characters along with them. Now it's just annoying because it's like, how many times are we going to hear, what? We're in a game? We're in a game? And
where's Jumanji?
I feel like nobody is really that daft or that thick unless there's something really wrong with them.
But also the fact that if they were the characters they were, then they wouldn't have that issue. If he was Dr. Bravestone, he wouldn't have, memory loss issues.
The biggest issue is that the first time, even though they were doing things over and over, there's a difference between having a running gag and having the same gag again and again and again. Because the first time it was the same set of jokes, but they evolved the joke each time they told it. This time it was every fucking scene was a game, and we never built it up.
I didn't mind the the redoing of the fact that Milo talks slow, just because I think Kevin Hart as that character was fairly entertaining.
That was actually my favorite thing in the whole
I thought
movie.
it was.
I thought Kevin
it was
Hart
fairly
was really
entertaining.
funny.
I also like that the movie was aware of the first one, like you said before, Brittany, where literally as we said it to each other in the theater, the movie then said it to like, oh, there's a new weakness, there's new strengths, and we were like, wait, that wasn't there. What does that mean? And then literally they just straight up acknowledge it in the movie literally seconds after the viewer does.
And there's like cool lore here too, which I appreciate. And I'd be down to see another Jumanji. I'm not saying like fuck this movie.
But when we got into that last scene, that like, you know, frozen kind of fortress thing, I was thinking to myself, wow, this is like a really in-depth like game. If you were to actually play it, there's like a lot happening there. That they're having such unique interactions with the players. And I appreciate that because you're actually getting some real like in-depth gameplay there. It's not just the superficial like, oh, I'm going to tell you now what you're supposed to do, and then you're going to go and do that thing. Like, you know, it was,
which it does do.
It does, but it what
But
didn't
that
do
was
it the
part
whole
of the
time.
joke,
Yeah.
too, you
There's
know.
more to it.
First time that was all that the characters did. They were all NPCs. I'd actually love to see more of what they were doing at the end with those characters.
Right.
I gave the last movie a B-, so I think I'm going to give this a very enthusiastic C+. I really liked it for what it was. I don't think I ever have the need to watch it again, and I still think there's another edit that could be done there, but I would like to see more Jumanji.
I was also thinking I was going to give this I was kind of in the middle of like a C and a C+, actually. I'm also going to give this one a C+. I did come out of it liking it a little bit more than I think I thought I would have, but yeah, like Oliver said, I don't think I'm ever gonna revisit it.
I'm gonna give it a solid B. I liked it. I definitely have issues with it. Like, things were kind of just thrown by the wayside, like character arcs. I don't like that. Honestly, it was like they were playing the game on easy mode, where things kind of just became very simple at one point. I wanted to see more of like a challenge. It wasn't the same as the first one. There was just something off about this movie. I also think they do a lot of things not nearly as well as the first one.
I am gonna stick on this side of the car, and I'm gonna also give it a B. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as Welcome to the Jungle, which I think got would have gotten like an A- for me or so. But I definitely thought it could have been a lot worse. It really could have been a lot worse. I feel we're nitpicking a little bit just because we have a high expectation for movies, but I think that any other person maybe would go and see this and not see anything wrong with it at all, and think that it was actually a really solid sequel to, the movie. Like I said, could have been a dumpster fire, but it really wasn't. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of comedy in it that I still really liked. There's definitely parts later on in the movie that I thought helped the movie along a lot more than what had been happening in the beginning of the movie, and I'm trying to say that vaguely because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And they're gonna make a third one, and I'm gonna want to go see it. So that's pretty much how I feel.
And I think the interesting thing about it being you're the highest rated in the car, but you B. Well, okay, you give it the same rating. Yours
right
sounds
here.
more positive. Yeah. Also, part of the B is probably that you like the first one. You know, if you were like whatever about that first one, go see this. It's fun, and you'll probably like it exactly the same, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come off like I'm bagging on the movie. I'm just sitting here and objectively trying to say this could have been different.
All right, let's cut the shit.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Deuces. 3.
Jumanji 3.
3. The German. You gotta do the German 3.
The 7th movie.
The German 3.
German's trying to kill my whole family. No